Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Cheers to you. Cheers to Thursday. It's so great to be here with you as always. I'm gonna move my light. Here we go. Thank you for being here. So I am here live with you every Thursday, 5:30 on the Facebook page at Basically at Meals, bringing you a nutrition tip or topic that you can actually use in your life. So tonight we're talking about low fat. Is that actually better? And what you are gonna get out of this Facebook Live is that you're gonna understand the difference between a full fat option and a low fat option. You're gonna really get how to make an informed decision when it comes to your nutrition and when it comes to like purchasing products, packaged products in the stores. We're really going to clarify those low fat claims and what that actually means and what it means for you and your health, because it's very confusing. So we're going to break all of that down, and that is what you're going to walk away with today. Awesome. Okay, so welcome to Wine About It. Thank you for being here. It is my honor to be here with you. I'm here every Thursday because I understand that you want to live a healthy life. Like, you truly are trying your best, but when you go to try and get some information about it, you feel completely overwhelmed because there is so much information about it. Even just one topic, you might Google low fat and 1,000 different things are gonna pop up. People are gonna be saying different things. Okay, so what does that actually mean? So the whole goal of this is to pick one topic and really break it down for you and help you walk away with a tip, a trick, or a real tool that you can actually use and implement in your life. So instead of being bombarded by 1,000 different pieces of information, not really understanding it and not really understanding how to implement it into your life, we are gonna break it down and we are gonna help you actually use that in your life. I love covering topics that you're interested in. So if you have a topic that you want me to cover, please drop it in the comments and I will definitely get to it. But anyways, my name is Haley. I am the founder and CEO of Basically It Meals. So we do healthy, delicious, and delivered meals right here in the St. Louis area. I got my degree in nutrition and exercise physiology from Mizzou, and I started out as a nutrition educator. So my whole job was to go out and talk to people about eating better and how to eat for health. And really what I was saying in every presentation was you need to be cooking at home. That is the best way to take control of your health, to affect change in your life, and to really feel good, live your best life. And what I discovered, you probably already know, is that it's really hard to get a healthy meal on the table nowadays. We have lives, we've got family and work and social and kids and a million other things, and that always comes last, especially when there are so many other convenient options out there. So one of the biggest questions and concerns that I got when I was talking to people was, okay, what do I do if I only eat fast food? How do I eat healthy there? And it was like, oh my God, there has to be a better option that is equally as convenient, but healthy, home cooked. And so I started cooking for people out of my home, and Basically It Meals was born. So we are here now today. But my real passion outside of cooking for you and making your life easier is educating you and helping you to really understand what is happening in the nutrition world, and help you to implement some of those life-changing things into your life. Okay, so Basically It has some incredible clients, and I always love to shout one of them out in my Facebook Lives. So this is that portion. While I take a sip of my fantastic wine, I'm going to tell you all about this at the end, about my wine sponsor. But first, So this is from Diane. She says, when I'm on the run and no time to prepare lunch, I just reach for my ready-made meals supplied by Basically It Meals. Haley's healthy, delicious meals are convenient and so much more appealing than fast food meal, which is perfect. That is what they are intended to be and what they're intended to do. So thank you so much for that, Diane. Really appreciate the review. And she is an awesome lady. Okay, anyway, so tonight we are going to talk about what low fat on a label actually means. We're going to talk about why it's not actually good, and then how to choose something better, what the better option is. So low fat means that they removed one thing and they replaced it with something else. So they remove the fat or some type of fat, and when you do that, you completely change the taste, texture, mouth appeal of that food. So when this fad hit, in the low fat fad in like the 80s and 90s, this was something that food marketers and food manufacturers like jumped on. This is every food manufacturer's dream, because you can take an expensive ingredient, so an ingredient in a food that occurs naturally that you could extract and sell for other money, more money. You increase the margins on your food product by a lot, while still maintaining its health claims. So, but when you remove that fat, that healthy fat, you're completely changing the taste, texture, mouth appeal of that food. So you really have to add something else into it in order to like make up for what's missing. And so what happens is the case of peanut butter is a fantastic example. So what happens is we remove, when we take peanut butter, we take out the healthy peanut oil, and now we can sell that oil somewhere else and make a good amount of money off of that. And now what we do to our peanut butter is we're gonna add something to replace that fat. We can't add fat because it's a low fat product, but we can add sugar. Sugar has no fat, it's a non-fat product, and it's also super addicting. Our brains love it. So it is the perfect substitution for fat in just about anything. So we take our peanut butter, we remove that healthy peanut oil, now we can sell that over here. We replace it with sugar, which is very cheap and very appealing. It's very addictive. People are gonna keep coming back for more. And we also get to put on the front of our package that our product is low fat, and that is a health claim, and it's gonna help to sell our product. So this is very much in the interest of the food manufacturer and not so much in the interest of the consumer. And now at the time, back when the low fat fad was out, there was a certain amount of, people thinking that was actually good for us. So it wasn't necessarily all bad, but replacing a healthy fat with sugar is never good. So we remove that healthy fat, which actually has a ton of health benefits, a ton of nutrients, something that our body really enjoys and responds well to, because it's a real natural product that we would encounter every day in our food source. And we replace it with sugar, which is natural, but not in highly concentrated doses, and has absolutely no nutritional value. Nothing. Literally nothing. So we pretty much took out one of the healthy ingredients and replaced it with something that is not healthy. Yet it's called low fat, so it has like a health halo. We're thinking that it's healthy. So that is not good. And that is why low fat is not something that you actually should look out for. Now, there are cases where we might remove like a trans fat or a saturated fat, and that's great. We definitely don't want those. But removing a healthy fat that isn't saturated or that isn't trans and replacing it with sugar is not good. So the best way to kind of combat this or avoid the low fat is to, you know, just avoid any packaged product that claims that it's low fat. And also checking your ingredient labels. So really what this is about is you educating yourself. You should really have at least some idea. You don't have to be, I don't even know some of the ingredients. I look at some of them. If I don't know what it is, I'm not eating it. And that's how I want you to go about this. So you can look at it. If you don't know what it is, you might not want to eat it. If I can recognize the ingredients, they sound, you know, I can identify where they came from, and it's not like, oh, that probably came from a lab because looking, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, that was made in a lab somewhere. So if you can identify it, you can say where it came from, that's great. So this is about you educating yourself on your ingredient labels and really being diligent about looking at those. A lot of people don't look at them because they're scared. And it's kind of like one of those things like, I don't know, and I don't know what to do even if I did know, so I'm just not gonna look. But little by little, just, you know, nurture yourself there, you can do it, and educating yourself is gonna be really, really helpful. So checking your labels, knowing at least somewhat what some of those things mean, and if you don't know what it means, you probably don't wanna eat it. And that's just a great basis of like what's healthy and what do you want to eat and what do you not want to eat. If you don't know what it is, maybe you don't want to eat it. Avoiding low-fat products altogether, in my opinion, is a great way to go. I don't know, I'm trying to think if there's like one specific example of a product that is low-fat that has not replaced the fat with sugar. Mostly low-fat products have replaced the fat with sugar, and I just don't want that in my diet. I would rather have the healthy fat. It's satiating, it's tons of nutrients, and really good for digestive tract. So I want the fat more than I want the sugar all the time. So definitely avoiding the low-fat products is really, really helpful. And then reading those ingredient labels. And if you're going to eat something maybe that has fat in it, going for the most real, like raw, recognizable form is fine. That's way better than going for the fake diet form. So the example is, I'm gonna be Dierberg's chef starting in July, so I'll be like teaching some cooking classes there. And so yesterday I was at Dierberg's training, and it was a really fun, like very cool class on macaroons, and they made a buttercream frosting. And I literally had no idea. There's 1.25 pounds of butter in like one batch of buttercream frosting. I was like, what? That's insane. I love buttercream frosting. And so one of the participants in the class said, okay, so you're the nutritionist, what would you replace that butter with? I said, I wouldn't replace it with anything. I just wouldn't eat a lot of it or eat it very often. So it's totally fine. Like, I would much rather eat that butter, which is, you know, natural. It's close to like its original source. I would much rather eat that butter than I would eat a buttercream frosting that had margarine in it. So the margarine might, you know, it's got the health claims on the front of the package. Maybe it's low fat, maybe it's whatever. But it's also a man-made product. It's a mixture of chemicals. We don't necessarily know what all of them are. We don't necessarily know how all of them are going to affect our bodies and how we feel, how our metabolism functions, and our overall health. So I would absolutely always rather have the butter in the buttercream frosting than the margarine. And I would just say, don't eat it a lot. You know, when you eat it, it's special. It's once a month. And you really enjoy it, and that's it. And that's totally fine. And that's way better than having those diet or fat-free products or low-fat products, whatever, replacing other things in your diet. So that is pretty much all I've got for you on this topic tonight. If you do have more questions on this, feel free to drop them in the comments. I would love to answer those for you. And if you have a topic you want me to cover coming up, let me know. Okay, so we are onto the wine portion of this evening. I love this part. So this is from my fabulous wine sponsor, Sarah Sabinson, over at Sarah Drinks Wine. I will tag her in the comments here so that you can go check her out. Hi, Alden. She is incredible. All of the wines that she sells are preservative-free and sugar-free. So hers do not have any added sugar. They don't have any added preservatives, and those are the two things that leave you feeling crappy the next morning after you've had some wine. So she loves like being able to offer wine to people who like to have like an evening glass of wine and don't want to feel terrible the next day. And her wines are fantastic. They're all organic. They are small batch from small wineries. A lot of times like you get it a couple times and then that's it. It's a small batch and it's a small winery, and I kind of love that about it. So this is the Resident Zinfandel. That's so hard to read. But I gotta say, Zinfandel is like one of my favorite red wines ever. So this is just right up my alley. It's really good. It's it's not super heavy. It's got a really nice flavor, and it's not tart. It's not sharp or dry. Some of those get a little too puckery for me, but this is really good. It's like kind of fruity and yummy. Sarah usually sends me descriptions of the wines to help me when I'm talking about them, and rarely do I follow them. I'm usually like, what's that flavor I taste? Black cherry. And I just make it up. So what I have to say about this might not be incredibly accurate, but I can guarantee you that it tastes really good. So at least we've got that going. I do want to let you know that everything I talked about tonight is going to be in the membership site, which is launching this month, the end of this month. I'm so excited about it. So every tip, trick, tool that I've ever created or worked on is going to be in that membership site. It's going to be awesome. Every month is going to have a theme. We're starting out with cooking for one or two. So it's going to be all like tips, tricks, recipes, so that you can easily cook for yourself and or a spouse at home. That's one of the biggest questions I get from people is like, it's just me and my significant other, and cooking is so hard, and I don't know how to do it. And I like to say it's actually easier to cook for less people. It's just more complicated in terms of like, how are we gonna manage the leftovers? And I don't wanna eat the same thing every day, but there are definitely ways around that. And so the first month is really gonna dive into that. I have videos, I have printable PDFs, I've got recipes, pretty much everything you could ever ask for. It's gonna be amazing. So I am doing a VIP group for that. And I would love for you to be in that, or at least have that opportunity. It's gonna be a small group that I'm gonna offer, so it's gonna close pretty quickly. But if you are interested in that, the only people that are going to get that offer are the people that are on my email list. So you need to be on my list if you want to be potentially a part of that small VIP group. All you have to do in order to be on that list is drop a comment here. Just say VIP or say I'm interested, whatever. I will get a hold of you and make sure that we get you on that list and that you have that opportunity to be part of the VIP. But either way, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so fantastic. If you like the Facebook Lives, you're gonna love the membership site. It's gonna be awesome. So I am here with you every Thursday at 5:30. Always covering some sort of nutrition topic. I do not know what we're doing next week, but I do want to let you know I do a second Facebook Live during the week on my personal page, which is at Haley Sohn, and I usually do different topics than what I do here. So you can actually get double the nutrition topics in 2 different places, which is awesome. So that is on Tuesdays at noon, so I will either see you there next Tuesday or I will see you back here next Thursday. I hope you have a fantastic Thursday night and an awesome Memorial Day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.